Okay, one of the things that comes up rather often is we've got a large library of AutoCAD details and we need to reuse them in a Revit project. Now we can link that information into Revit, but ultimately we're going to have to recreate these details into Revit. And while we can import them directly and sort of change them and transform them into Revit objects, the downside of doing that, if you have a junky crummy CAD drawing, you're going to have junky crummy stuff in your Revit file, which will make your Revit file crash. So we don't want to import. We want to link them in, and we really do want to completely redraw our AutoCAD details in Revit. So as you can see, I've got a Revit file open. I'm just going to go to my View tab and click on New Drafting View, if I can find it with this interface. Oh, there it is. New Drafting View. And I don't know what the contents of this particular view are going to be just yet. But I do know I want to reproduce this at 1:1. So for right now, I'm just going to call it Drafting View 1, full size. I'm going to actually take a look at my CAD file that I have, and as you can see, I've got a couple of detail sheets. I'll go ahead and open one of them. Give this a second. And let's go for a simple one. This one would be a fun one to do, but I want something a little more simple to work with. So let's pick this one down over here. So typical piping isolation through a wall stud. Now remember, in Revit we can have a difference between what the name of the view is versus what the view title is once you place it on a sheet. Now you can see that my default, when I create a view, it defaults to the architectural discipline, so it's just listed there now. And you can see I've got Drafting 1, and here's the title on the sheet. I'm going to change that here in just a minute, but what I'm going to do is I actually want to take that CAD file, and I want to bring that CAD file into the current Revit project. Right now, you know, all these details were drawn in model space, or maybe they were copy-pasted into model space so they could be more easily imported into Revit. I didn't do it. I think someone else on the staff did. So this is my whole, everything's in one sheet here. Now in Revit, you don't want to have multiple details in a single detail view. Just don't do it. Each detail needs to be its own detail view. It makes it's a little bit more time consuming to set up, but it makes things a lot more flexible when you need to swap what details are applicable and which ones are not to the project that you're working on. Right now you can see that these documents are listed in, they're just in my documents directory, so I'm going to go back to Revit, go to my Insert tab. I'm going to link the CAD file. I do not want to import it. Repeat, I do not want to import it. I want to link it. So I'm going to link the CAD file, go to my documents, there's my piping details, and it was acoustical 01. I want to preserve all, well, no, I don't want to preserve my colors. I want to make them all black and white. Auto detect the units, and I'm going to place it center to center. And click OK. Now, one of the things that Revit does not do, it's hard-coded into the system. Revit will not draw a line that is shorter than 1/32 of an inch. It simply won't. So no matter how nice and wonderful and gorgeous all these details are, there is some amount of detail that simply we can't have. So here I am. Zooming in, I can see what's going on here. And now I'm going to go to my drafting tools. So onto my Annotate tab, and I'm going to create detail lines. And I know that says wood stud. I don't know if it's supposed to be wood stud or not. But one of the options that we have available to us, someone's already created a whole bunch of detail line weights when they did not need to be created. So someone's being creative when they don't need to be. Because we already have thin lines and wide lines and medium lines already represented here. If everyone starts creating their own stuff, everybody's going to be different. We need to not do this. So guys, get with me and let's coordinate what line weights we need, what line types we need, and let me hard code it. Let me put it in the template so that we're all using the same things. Right now I'm going to draw with medium lines. Now I can either manually go back over the top of every one of these things, Or I can click on this little guy right here, which allows me to just pick the lines I want. So it's sort of a fast version of a trace. But you notice that it's really hard to tell what I'm drawing and what I'm not unless I really zoom in. So to help me out with that, I'll go to Visibility Graphics, import categories, and here's my here's the file that I'm looking at that I linked in just a minute ago, and I'm going to halftone this AutoCAD file in this view. So now we have a little bit better idea of what's in the linked CAD file and what is live information that I'm drawing. So back to medium lines, I just come around and I just continue to draw, or continue to click on those existing lines. Now here is where things can get a little messy. I do not want to have to go around and click all those individual elements. That's just not really a good use of my time. But what I'll do is I'll go to my detail line, and I have an option to draw half an ellipse. So I'll pick one end, and I'll come across and I'll find the other end. If I want to make sure that I get the intersection there, and then bring it out like that. So there's a half ellipse. And I'll go back to selecting lines. You can see this is not taking a whole lot of time to get this done. Close off the bottom. The tricky part is going to be these guys, but I still have my ellipse tool. And what I can do to help me with that is, you go back to your old manual drafting days, where I draw a construction line. That'll help me when I'm placing my other elements. And since these old CAD files probably predate some true ellipses that were available in more recent AutoCAD versions, this is a good way to make sure that our details are created with up-to-date technology and up-to-date elements. See, there's the two of those. Go out and delete that. Sorry, I keep zooming in the wrong direction. When I make these videos, it reverses the scroll wheel on my direction on my computer. It's just how I make them. So there we go. There's my other construction line. I'm going to start with I need a half ellipse to start with. And there we go. And now a couple full ellipses, and I can do, come out to there, zoom in a bit, come out to there, and now I'm going to use my copy command from here to there, and then SL for my split command so that I can split the two ellipses. Go to my modify tools, use my extend command. For those of you that don't know the extend command, click on extend, click on the object that you're extending to, and then select the object that you're going to extend on the side you want to keep. So there's that, and then we'll repeat that for this next go around by using the ellipse as my other extending tool. And yet technically, I don't have the line that's tangent from this ellipse to that ellipse, but it's such a minor detail that very few people are going to see it once this is